sé que me extrañas cada día. Si perdió el amor, lo siento, fue mala mía. Si fuera un cuento de fantasía, te llevaría a un paraíso y te besaría. Pero look at me, what in talking in Spanish.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode here at the Cardboardcave podcast. This is the first podcast of 2025. All of our team members, including myself, were in a small vacation. Even though we still kept our the TikTok a little bit alive, like that, you guys didn't miss us. Um, and as well, being the fact that 2025 is coming in with so much product, we kept you guys up to date with all of the previews and some of the cards that have been coming out. There are some new mechanics as well in this upcoming Aether Drift new set. And as well, we want to thank a local artist here from Puerto Rico. He does live in the States now, but thanks to Hey Kiddo for giving us the honor of using his music in our intro and outro here in the Cardboard Cave podcast, and as well in our other new podcast called Put It on the Table. And we thank him so much for this. We are actually in the talks with him to see if we can collaborate on July when he is here in Puerto Rico. And another thing, before we start, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed, comment below your thoughts about the new upcoming set Aether Drift. And don't forget, if you guys want to spice up your decks or commanders, go to altersleeves.com/cardboardcave. Like that, you guys can get 10% off your order. And as well, or if you think that the link does not work, just use the code cardboardcave and get 10% off as well. All of your purchases to spice up your decks will help us grow as well as a platform. So nothing, guys, let's go ahead and start the show. And here we go with the master of the dark cards, our one and only JP.
Hey, what's up?
How are you doing, JP?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's great. Sorry,
Um,
today Ale was supposed to be with us, but he took a long trip to Milwaukee. He's actually heading back home now, so he's not gonna be with us today, but no worries, he will be back in the next episode. So nothing, guys, so let's go ahead and start. So JP, before we talk about everything family drift, Fast and the Furious related, what are your thoughts for this upcoming year in regards to Magic the Gathering product?
so I thought originally this was gonna be a lot more product this year, but I was pleasantly surprised when I learned that instead of the 9 sets we have, so I think we're gonna have 7 sets.
Okay.
In addition to whatever secret layer pops up, so I think there's a nice breathing room for to play the actual sets, and I feel like that's a lot better than what I initially thought of, because I thought it was going to be a lot more sets, and I didn't really look at the Magic the Gathering timeline and like what they want to be doing, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. With that being said, I expect this year to be a transformative year, especially with the amount of Universe Beyond things that are coming out, and having these things, you know, uh, mix in with Magic in a healthily way is something I really hope they do, considering they've been quite conservative in how they implement these things, at least recently, and I feel like they should on that. Like if a card seems like it fits in Magic, and but it just kind of is like it's Wolverine, just like the past Secret Lair, and it kind of just feels good and feels good to play, is a strong card. I feel like that's gonna be the future of this universe beyond, and you kind of gotta have to accept it. I am
Hmm.
optimistic. How about you?
So so I'm super excited for this year. I know that I'm a little bit worried in regards to um how long some of these sets will be, like in terms of like release, because I do have the timeline here for all of our listeners and or viewers. Just in case for all of you guys, this year we are going back and we're gonna be putting all of these episodes on Spotify and Apple once again. It is a little bit more work, but hey, we want to do it for you guys due to the fact that we don't know still the future of TikTok. So we want to provide you all of the content everywhere and anywhere. So, the next upcoming set is Innistrad Remastered, comes out in January 24. Then, Aether Drift February 14. Tarkir Dragonstorm. That's the set that I'm actually mostly hyped, because I love dragons. It will release April 11. Final Fantasy will release June 13. Edge of Eternities August 1st. Spider-Man is to be announced, and there is an unannounced Universe Beyond set, and we will start preview season. Preview season will start January 21st. So expect all of the previews in our platforms for all of you guys. So we're gonna get preview season around next week on Tuesday. So I imagine that it's gonna start on the MTG podcast first, the weekly podcast, and then it will continue on with other content creators as well. I'm really excited for what's coming for this upcoming for this year. I was gonna say upcoming year. For this year, I think that the most that I'm super excited for is Tarkir, as well for Final Fantasy. I really do want to know what cards we're gonna get. In terms of, like, I know that they have already. We saw Sephiroth, we saw Titus and Yuna. I just want to know what else we're gonna be getting in, like what other Final Fantasy characters we're going to be seeing in this set, because at least for what I see is a very general. They're probably going to touch a little bit of everything. In Tarkir, I don't know. I want to know what dragons are going to come. Probably we're going to get the dragons that we saw last time in Tarkir, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see either the Dragon Lords
mhm.
or maybe new dragons that are like descendants from those Dragon Lords. I am not completely sure when in the timeline does like Tarkir occur, because it works with like timey wimey stuff, you know.
Yeah, timey wimey stuff.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if, like, dragons are technically in most lore like immortal unless they can be killed, but like otherwise they'll just live uber long. So maybe, maybe a descendant, or since we've been using a lot more legendary creatures, it's like, oh, I don't know, Atraxatrox, son of Atarka. I don't know.
Oh, that would be cool.
And the son of Silumgar, son of Ojutai, or daughter of Ojutai, something like that.
Do you
That might.
imagine? Do you imagine that you're saying all of this, and then it actually happens, and
Eh,
then with
we have,
some
we have
Wizard of the Coast
video
person
evidence.
is like, how does he know?
But yeah, Ojutai, Dramoka, Atarka, Kalagan, and Silumgar. Those are the 5 elder or dragon lords.
Yeah, so being the fact that we did get a preview card already from Aether Drift, due to the fact that they were presenting the lore of Aether Drift, this is one of the cards that we got presented. It was Lifecraft Engine. It's a artifact vehicle 3-drop that has, as this vehicle enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Vehicle creatures you control are the chosen creature type in addition to their other types. Each creature you control of the chosen type, other than this vehicle, gets +1/+1, crew 3, and it has crew 3, and it's a 4/4. The lore is choose your own destiny. What do you think
So
about this card?
So immediately Magda. Immediately. There's no question about it. Immediately Magda. Because you play this for 3, Magda becomes a 3/2. You tap Magda, make a treasure, crew this. This is now an artifact vehicle dwarf. Because it's now a dwarf, you can perform the Clock of Omen loop with this. And Magda has several other pieces. This is immediately like Magda worthy. I'm not sure if they're gonna get play this because uh, there's another one that's I think it's like the automaton that's a lord as well is a creature for the most part, but this only becomes the creature when you crew it, and that can be valuable to have it in play. Give your other dwarves +1/+1, and then when you actually need to combo off, make this into a dwarf and just combo off with this. I think that's quite valuable. Although the 2/2 body might be valuable, I'm not sure. This is a 4/4 body, but on the other creatures, a 2/2 body for 3 mana. Immediately, this is Magda. Magda worthy.
Yeah. And this is the buy a box promo art, guys. I think that this is the card, the one of the alternate arts that you can get. Probably opening boosters, and obviously the booster pack one. This is the card that they previewed on I think it was this week. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I know that they are presenting a new mechanic. I don't know how real it is, but I did see a couple of people like talking about mechanics in TikTok. So until I don't see it in weekly MTG or in a preview, um, I'm not gonna be like, hey, yeah, this is what you're gonna get, you know. So I don't know. I'm super interested in what they're gonna do here in this set, you know. So let's go ahead and discuss Maro's Aether Drift teaser. We do this all the time here in Cardboard Cave. We do it especially with JP because he is basically the brains of like where these cards can be in Commanders. So let's go ahead and present the list. Like that, we can start. Ooh, okay, so here's Maro's Aether Drift teaser. Um, so here is the first up. Here are some of the things you can expect. So JP, do you want to start?
Yeah, 13/13 vehicle with crew 2 that costs 1 mana to cast. Immediately, I feel like there's
Jesus.
going to be a condition to cast it. As an additional cost to cast this, exile your graveyard or
Or sacrifice a creature.
sacrifice a creature or sacrifice creatures equal to this vehicle's power or a bad ETB effect, something like when it enters, your life becomes 13. I don't know. 13/13 immediately makes me think that Gissa and Geralf are gonna appear because the 13 is like the unlucky number, and that's the number for
Okay.
Innistrad and Crew 2 because Gissa and Geralf they're 2 people, and I don't know immediately why I thought about that. It
Hey,
just came to but
maybe
that
you
sounds
got it.
maybe.
I
Uh,
I immediately think like at least if you have like Shurikai, a Shurikai deck, commander deck that it's not CDH. Hey, look, a pilot can actually crew this.
13/13 for 1 mana, but there has to be a catch.
Oh yeah, yes, there has to be a catch. There has to be a catch.
The next mechanic is called Start Your Engines.
Hmm.
Uh, because Start Your Engines is like getting ready to go. I'm imagining it's like a mechanic that makes you crew a vehicle or mount a mount
Hmm.
uh, for free, or
Probably.
for 1 mana draw a card, start your engines. You choose one and it's crewed immediately.
Yeah.
A way
Then
to crew without, like without creatures and a way to mount without creatures. That's immediate. My immediate thought.
that would be kind of cool, you know. And the fact that I if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't seen the list, but I think that I've in other Magic the Gathering chats that I'm in, I think that mechanics is going to be or mechanic is going to be a creature type. Probably I'm wrong. When we reach there, we reach there. But the next one I really do like. Three planeswalkers native to one of the worlds visited, and one non-native gets a desparked legendary creature version. We already
So
know that Chandra's in the three.
yeah, but we also know that the Ready is a desparked version.
Oh
I'm not
right.
sure if this is like an additional one that's also a desparked version, or if it's just the Ready.
Well, it would. Okay, let me think about because we did get Chandra. We saw the Chandra art. She doing the Akira artwork. Direti was a creature that we got presented at the start. Huh. Interesting. And they're native to one of the worlds.
We visited, but like there's thousands of worlds, like not thousands,
Well,
but there's a lot of worlds we visited.
three planeswalker native to one of the worlds visited. Yeah, but they're oh yeah, but
Oh yeah,
it's
the
it's
one
one
with
of the worlds, so they
yeah.
are all from Kaladesh.
No, 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 no. Because remember, Aether Drift, the race is going through multiple planes.
Oh,
So and we know that one of the planes is Amonkhet.
you
So
think Samut?
Samut, I'm pretty sure Samut is no. She got desparked, but
All right.
Basri Ket is is not confirmed to be desparked.
Oh, interesting.
He
I'm
he
really,
is
really,
mono white and
really
works
interested.
counters.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this. I don't play Super Friends anymore, but I always get excited when new planeswalkers come in. So I don't know what's gonna go on. I want to see what Chandra does though as well. Okay.
And the next is we got a cycle of vanilla legendary creatures. So it's gonna be a cycle. So that's blue, black, red. One
Mm-hmm.
for each color. White and green. I'm assuming they're gonna be above average stats to justify why they're legendary, and they're gonna be
And
like characters.
vanilla. Yeah.
Part. That's the that also makes sense. So if you have a legendary creature and above average stats, it can crew easier, it can mount easier.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
No, and as well, if they are it, even though they are vanilla, they're being the fact that Commander is so versatile, you know, a lot of people get excited when these uncommon or well, do we have common legendary creatures?
Uh, I
I don't think
don't
so.
think so.
So, but a lot of people like the whole uncommon legendary creatures. Like that. They a lot of lot. I know that there's like a group, like a group of like the community that likes to do like commanders with those uncommon commanders. So it's really nice to see that we're gonna get a whole cycle of new ones. And hey, it's not bad. I think it's interesting. Is it interesting that they want to dabble into that? We're gonna get more cats and more dogs, but they're gonna
Oh,
be mounts.
I'm so excited. I just made the Sophia dog to detective deck,
Mm-hmm.
and for the most part, she only runs very few. It's like she runs very few dogs, but
Okay.
like very because I just run the best ones that actually help my plan, but I don't run that many. If I get a good dog, I'm gonna add it. I'm very excited for that.
Okay. That's super. I want. I need to see that commander run. And
So
this one catches my interest on the next one.
yeah, an old god returns and new gods are introduced. Immediately, it's Hazoret. I know for a fact it's Hazoret because that is the only god that survived from Amonkhet. And and new gods are introduced. We saw one of the promo arts, and it's like a frog faced god, like a
Mm-hmm.
froggy god, and we know one of those. I'm assuming it's gonna be a cycle of three, so we're gonna probably get another god, a third god.
Okay. Well, I think it could be a cycle of three. Yeah, I think it is. Because we didn't. Most of the cards here are two colored cards, so probably they're gonna be two colored gods. In exception with if Hazaret returns, she will be the only monocolored god.
Well, she could also be white red because she was so noble in protecting the people of Amonkhet the last time that plane got destroyed. So she could have gotten a lot of the white, like, honor, power type stuff. And Basri Ket was also again a planeswalker that also helped, and he's white in color identity. So I'm pretty sure she could be white red.
Okay. And JP, we're getting a new Lotus.
I hope it's like
I
more
hope
like a
it's a good
lotus
one
petal, less of a black lotus type variation.
because
But
the last Lotus that we got was on Thunder Junction,
yeah,
and it
the green,
was an equipment,
yeah,
and it
which
was
is actually
horrible.
not bad. It's actually not bad.
Well, if in a sense it's not bad if you put it in the correct deck, but I think in a whole is it's pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. Yeah,
It's pretty bad. This one we already know. A
yeah.
cycle of multicolored Gear Hulks because we got a preview card when the set was announced on oh man, what was it? In one of the conventions. It was a Celestia Gear Hulk and everybody went bonkers with it.
White green.
Yep.
This says numerous mechanics from the worlds visited get cameos. I'm actually gonna have to. What are the worlds visited in Avidrid?
Well, one of the mechanics that I don't know if they're gonna if Maro has here. I know that I'm going a little bit, but in a TikTok creator did say that one of the mechanics for Aether Drift is somewhat the same as Baldur's Gate and the D&D set. The that you could venture the dungeon.
Yes, yes.
So he mentioned that there is this new mechanic, but instead of like a dungeon, you start a race, and
Yeah.
then the card is a track. And he did mention in the video that there are going to be a couple of like different tracks. How many are they? I have no idea. But hey, but before we continue, JP, I got an exclusive for all of our viewers. I do have the preview card for the next upcoming secret layer. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
So Don Toretto, Fast and the Furious. Um, so he's two and Boros, legendary creature, human pilot rogue, and he has a couple abilities. Man, he's a 3/3.
Family Fast and Furious.
So he has three abilities: family, fast, and furious. Family creature spells you cast that share a creature type with Don Toretto cost one less to cast. Fast, vehicles you control that are crewed by a creature that shares a creature type with Don Toretto have haste. And then furious, at the beginning of your end step, if you attack with one or more vehicles this turn, put a 1/1 counter on target artifact or creature. And then he has a flavor text. It's not about the money, Speedman. It's about the family. I had to do it. Had to do it. It's in theme. Okay, so Maro always shows us like what are like the upcoming creatures and or artifacts that are going to be part of the set, and as well he does show us like what cards, like what abilities they have. Sometimes when we here in the cardboard cave, when we go ahead and put our tinfoil hats like we always do, we sometimes actually discover or we predict what color these cards might be. So I'm going to start with the first one. It says this creature saddles mounts and cruise vehicles using its toughness rather than its power.
Either white.
Whoa.
That's either white or green. Maybe
Oh
both.
yeah. It could be both. Yeah. It could be both.
Next card is whenever you draw a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. That's blue.
That's blue, but
That's
wait,
blue. That's blue.
but isn't
Switch.
there a card that already does that? The Teferi's
Yeah.
tutelage?
There's another one for yeah. There's another one.
Which one? What?
I think it's like Jace's Insight or something like that.
Oh, right. So
It's just
probably
legit.
yeah.
Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1. That seems red green.
Yeah, that's red green.
Uh, whenever a player casts a spell they don't own, that seems red black.
But there's more. There's a comma, so I want to know what it is. Whenever a player casts a spell they
That's
don't own,
yeah. Uh,
bless you.
tap red. Tap. Add red for each goblin you control.
Oh, what
Absolutely crazy.
is so broken? Oh God. Did they just give like a huge buff to Krenko's commander?
Apparently.
What the heck? Wizard of the Coast, what are you doing?
Uh,
Wow.
during turns other than yours, this vehicle is an artifact creature. I'm assuming it is
That's
something that's
interesting.
very strong, so you gotta limit it out for outside of your turn.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you activate an exhaust ability, draw a card. So
Um,
exhaust probably is
Exert.
a mechanic.
I think exhaust is just exert for mounts and vehicles. Although you could just put exert on on one of these, so I might be wrong.
Let me see if by
Maybe
any
exhaust
chance.
is like you activate it. So you do something to activate the exhaust, and it gets a stun counter. Because a lot of the times, if you just untap the thing that got exerted, you can do
Mm-hmm.
stuff again.
Okay, so here we go. So there are. Let me see because here in the wiki, in MTG week in the wiki, if this thing. Okay. Okay, so in MTG wiki, they did present 2 new keywords. Well, they do have 2 new keywords. Exhaust and start your engines. Those are up. They don't have. There's not. There's no information. That's boo. Start your engines. If I'm not mistaken, start your engines is the one that starts the it brings up the token to start the
Oh
race.
yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's
Yeah. be-
like delve into the dungeon.
mhm.
Yeah,
Then
that
it
makes sense.
says here
That really
cameo
makes sense.
mechanics from Kaladesh block and Amonkhet block, as well as synergy with vanilla creatures, referring to Mur- Muraganda petroglyph, are all present in a small amount of to flavorful accents the planes on which the race is staged. At least that's the theme and mechanics that the MTG wiki has.
Well, right now the name got changed, so it's Avishkar. It's interesting they're
Okay.
referring to the Kaladesh.
Ooh.
Uh,
Next card is put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield.
as green, if I've ever seen green, that's like 9 mana.
Mm-hmm.
Says whenever you attack, if a pirate and the vehicle attack this combat, you're probably gonna do something, draw a card or gain control of of something that's
Oh,
very
something, yeah.
vehicle, maybe treasures.
So we're gonna visit Ixalan preview, probably.
Ooh,
Pirates.
interesting.
That's why I mention it.
Because we got
Pirates.
dinosaurs too.
And we got dinosaurs. So wait, so that means Amket, Kaladesh.
Avishkar, and Ixalan.
Oh, right, because Kaladesh, they changed the name to Kaladesh, right?
Yeah.
Avishkar, Amket, Ixalan, and well, dinosaurs are in Ixalan as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, dinosaurs are from Ixalan.
So for now, we have 3 places.
Yeah.
3 planes. For now.
And next card says creatures you control have base power and toughness 6/6 and are oozes in addition to their other types.
Whoa.
Damn, that's strong.
That's strong. Wait, can't this card? Well, this card is green, obviously, and this
Or
card
black,
goes.
probably green.
But this card can go with this, with the ooze, the uncommon ooze from I think it's a Karloff Manor, if I'm not mistaken.
Slimes against humanity.
Yes.
Yeah.
This, oh my god, this is like, you imagine a deck that it's only with the oozes and whatever this is.
That
Oh
sounds
god.
very interesting.
It does. It does. I imagine that this probably might be like those hidden gem budget decks. Even though the ooze goes for like $4 or $5 each, an uncommon, Jesus. But it would be kind of cool and interesting to see like a budget deck with a bunch of oozes, a couple of removal spells or buff spells, and whatever that is. I think that that could be an enchantment or an artifact, one or the other. So we do have a couple of creature types
And
that are going to be presented. I mean, in the set.
So it's a creature, and they're all creatures, and it's a seal pirate.
Seal pirate.
We got a lizard berserker.
Insect archer.
Yeah. Obviously, a core pilot.
Mm-hmm.
A robot turtle, and that's an artifact creature.
Yes. Wait. Isn't the turtle that was supposed to be only for commander is now available for standard?
Which one?
The
no. The cannoneer is not.
The cannoneer.
No, that's not standard. That's modern.
Oh, that's modern. Oh, okay.
Okay. So next we got the ape druid.
Zombie cat knight.
Cat knight. A
Interesting.
Vidalcan ranger is very interesting considering
Mhm.
Vidalcans are supposed to be kind of like smarty pants.
Dinosaur dragon mount.
That's very
what?
dinosaur dragon.
Dinosaur dragon.
Aren't dinosaurs just flightless dragons?
Well, there is the pterodactyl. That's a dinosaur.
Technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs, but
they're birds.
There's something else.
There's something else. Okay, you lied to me, Power Rangers.
And legendary creature, Aetherborn Rogue. Is that just Gonti?
That's what I was gonna say. Is that Gonti?
That's just Gonti.
That's just Gonti. Probably is the vanilla legendary creatures that they mentioned, that Maro mentioned. Probably that's the one of them. Maybe. These are names that are in the set.
Yeah, we have Adrenaline Jockey, which is probably going to be like a cheap, hasty creature that has decently high power but can die.
Adrenaline Junkie. I bet you that is the one.
Yeah, it makes sense that he starts your engines. That
It
makes sense.
starts your engine. Yeah.
Uh, we got flood the engine, and that's obviously a stun card.
Mm-hmm. Gas
Gas
Guzzler.
Guzzler,
That's a creature or an artifact, one or the other.
that's a creature. That's a creature, but I think it's like a gremlin.
Probably, I don't know.
It's just
Maximum Overdrive. It sounds like you know
SpongeBob.
the cards, the red cards that you can like draw, and they give you like either like a treasure token or something. I think that that's what this is gonna be.
Or probably makes a mount something or
Mm-hmm.
crew something. That's got pedal to the metal. Gives haste.
Yeah. Or it's tiny bones on a car
Yeah.
going fast.
You got road rage, which is probably a fight spell.
Mm-hmm. Roadside assistance. Can't
I have
imagine.
no idea what that is.
Like a good name, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Actually. Then we have the speed demon. That's a fun name.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a legendary creature,
You
like one of the
think?
vanilla ones. The speed demon, vanilla
Okay.
black demon. Yeah, I don't know. We got
Spin out.
spin out, which is probably going to destroy a vehicle or mount,
Mm-hmm.
and siphon fuel. Uncrew a creature, uncrew a mount.
Hmm. That's interesting. Siphon fuel. And like we mentioned, tune in Aether's debut on Tuesday, January 21. So this will be on Weekly MTG. Weekly MTG is like the show where you can find anything and everything magic related or news related in regards to magic or anything that's happening in the community. So JP, listening, well, not listening, reading upon all of these cards, let it be the mechanics or the creature types and the names. What are you excited for the set, or what do you expect? What do you think that this set will once again change the meta like Bloomboro and this past set as well, Dustborn did?
I I think this set's going to synergize with Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a feeling. A lot of the what's it called? When you target, when
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the committing crimes, a lot of you got your returning to the mounts. You're using. I feel like it's gonna synergize with a lot of the sets. So I feel like it's probably not gonna be overwhelmingly changing the meta, but it's gonna set the pace for Tarkir to actually change the meta. I feel like Tarkir is actually going to change the meta because dragons are just always very, very game warping.
Okay. I do say that I think that depending on like how these cards work, I think that probably it will add to what the meta has already. Or like I mentioned, with the ooze enchantment and or artifact, um that probably there's gonna be like these budget decks that crawl into the meta as like that, hey, look, you have a deck that can actually go against like these high powered high money decks in your local game store or an MTG arena, because hey, you can become pro as well in arena. So I'm super excited to see what happens. The only thing that I need from this set, I need a full art poster of Chandra doing the Akira's pose, and I'm a happy cookie. That's all I need, Wizard of the Coast. If you guys want to send it to us, email us. But I'm super excited. I'm really excited for what's gonna come to this set. I think that even though I'm a little against of having these small like sets, like we're here in Aether Drift, then we're going to Tarkir, then we're going to what was the other? Then we're going to Final Fantasy. then Edge of Eternities, and then Spider-Man. You know, I really do miss blocks. I really wish that an upcoming set is a block. You know, like, hey, so we this upcoming year, 2026, our first MTG set is gonna be a block of 3 sets, because we're literally like resetting everything. You know, not everything, but you know that we're gonna start making a very big story out of it. I don't know.
I
It's
agree.
just my thoughts.
No, no, I agree. There's gonna be an overarching story. I feel like a lot of these people, was it, content creators I was watching were like, ah, I want the. I'm only invested in the story of Magic when there's like an event, when everything is tied to events, and I disagree for the sole fact that you can't have events if you don't like have the characters for the event to be relevant of. Each
Mm-hmm.
plane has its story, and just visiting different planes would be very. It's like just to visit them is nice, because when you come back to those planes and actually have a relevant story within multiple planes that include planes we've already visited, that's when you actually get invested in. Like one of my favorite characters is Teysa, and Teysa Karlov is from Ravnica, and for the most part, she just stays in Ravnica. But when we came back to Ravnica in 2018, something or some 2020, 2019,
Yeah.
for the Guilds of Ravnica and the War of the Spark,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's when people like, oh my god, the our favorite characters. You're gonna see Teysa again. You're gonna see maybe you could see the Grand Arbiter or Speria, and that type of hype takes time to develop,
Yeah.
and it speaks that people are a bit impatient. I feel like I've already said this, but I feel like the Phyrexians were a bit rushed. I thought they were gonna throw one Phyrexian Praetor per year for 5 years, with the fifth year being the the culmination of the machinations
Mm-hmm.
of Elish Norn. But they just kind of rushed it, and within like 2 years, everyone was dead.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, I guess that's fine. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But
But what happened? We needed more.
yeah,
I just say that I miss blocks because in turn lore wise is fun, but as well it you build like when you're a standard player, when you play standard only and you have blocks, it's like, okay, I have my deck from, let's say for instance, when Amket, wait, was it Kaladesh first and then Amket, or the other way around? I think it was Kaladesh first. I
yeah,
don't
college
remember.
came first.
So you had Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, and then Amket came in and it built up with Kaladesh. You know what I mean? So it's like, so in this case, we settled in with Kaladesh, and when Amket came in, it's like, oh, so um here are cards that can build up for the decks that you already have. And then I think that Hour of Devastation only brought in like a couple of cards, because I think that Hour of Devastation was devastation of a set. In terms of like value and card wise, they were not that fun. They were fun cards, but the set was like, it was not like bombastic as Cat, right? Uh but still, like that's why I liked about blocks, because it was like, oh, so this set will jump into my set to the deck, and so on and so forth. So it's really cool. I really would like to go back to Ikoria. I think that Ikoria is a planes that we weren't that long.
Hey! Actually, it could be Ikoria. We could go back to, considering Ikoria also has dinosaurs.
All right.
I forgot about that, and we already visited Ixalan recently last year. So,
Really? That is
so
true. Scoop. Cardboard Cave discovered that one of the planes
is it-
is Ikoria. That would be cool. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I really do think so. It would. Wow, I didn't think about it, but yeah, probably it is Ikoria. But at the end of the day, JP, um, are you excited for this set?
I actually do feel like I'm excited, mostly because I saw an unofficial leak, which I do not want to discuss because it
Okay.
is probably it was a very questionable leak, and
Mm-hmm.
but if it is true, I am very excited for the commander decks of
Oh,
this set.
okay. Yeah, I know that in our TikTok, if you guys go to our TikTok, there is a post that we made that somebody discovered like details of Edge of Eternities. Thanks to, I think it's thanks to Amazon, because Amazon, you know how they are. They like to spoil things. But come on, JP. How more legit than our secret layer preview can it be? See? This is so legit that Vin Diesel is actually happy about it.
Sure.
As well, um for all of our listeners and viewers, the second volume of Destroy All Humans, They Can't Be Regenerated will is already available. Not available. I think it's still in pre-orders. You can get your second promo card. That will be Shock. Shock will be your second promo card. For if you are like a manga reader or just looking for the promos. But JP, final thoughts. What do you think about this upcoming set? Even though we don't know that much, but what do you think about it? And do you think that you will find cards for any of your commanders? I know that you do have Osgir. Osgir works a lot with artifacts. Do you think that you will find things for Osgir?
Currently, I've been really messing around with the numbers on Osgir, and Osgir is like too high power for normal cards. It's almost fringe CDH right now.
Okay.
So I'm trying to transition it fully to fringe CDH, where I can play it in like those pods where it can do stuff, but for the most part, Osgir specifically is not on the radar for this set. Although I'm always looking for cheap uh, outlaws for Olivia, dogs for Sophia, stuff that deal with foods for my food deck, and other goodies I could have around. I do feel like a lot of people are gonna find decent cards in this set, mostly because of the fact that they're using different mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
and those different mechanics from different already worlds we've already visited. That could be something that's very interesting, and could you might find that one card for this one niche deck, and it's going to come out in this set because they're using like different mechanics. It If we already mentioned like the possibility of Ikoria, mostly because we already went to Ixalan, and it feels a bit too soon, and Ikoria also has dinosaurs. So imagine Mutate comes back. I love the idea of Mutate. So
Mutate will be kind of cool to have it back. You know, it's a mechanic that we didn't use for so much. So, what do you actually think that Mutate can actually come back?
it'd be super hella interesting, especially because uh you know there's a bunch of different what's it called creature types that might work very interesting with Mutate. So I don't know. I don't think so, but it's a very big possibility.
I would be
Anything's a
excited.
possibility.
Exactly, anything is a possibility nowadays in Magic the Gathering. I'm really happy for this set. I really do. I really do hope that this set gets love. I really do hope that as well not only get love, but I do hope that the cards are fun, that we can build new decks or new commanders out of it. So I really do hope that we get a lot from this set. I really do hope as from that. So anything can happen in this set, guys. Anything can happen. So, saying that, before we say our goodbyes, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the like button, comment below if you are excited for this set, and or what cards do you think that are going to be available in this set, or characters. And as well, don't forget, go to altersleeves.com/cardboardcave. There you guys can get 10% off your order, and or use our affiliated code Cardboard Cave, that you can get the 10% off, and as well spice up your decks or your commanders. So it will help us. Now let's go ahead and round the table. In this case, next to the table, JP, where can the people find you?
You can find me here in the Cardboard Cave podcast. How about you, John?
Okay, guys. So before I say my social media, you can find Ale in Cinema's podcast. He is a movie critic. He does movie reviews, and as well, he is a movie director and editor. So he did win an award in the Lusca Film Festival. And as well, if you guys want to follow his work, you can look for Producción Tabaqueros, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not saying it wrong. And you can find me anywhere here in the Cardboard Cave. Let it be in the probably not existing TikTok, but in TikTok or Instagram. I literally am in all of our social medias. Or you can find me in my other YouTube channel, Reel In Films, where I do movie criticism as well and interview directors, actors, and much more. So nothing, guys. Thank you very much for giving us your thoughts, and as well giving us an amazing, great community. We will see you all in the next one.
Rope until I cut it, bala pa tu cabeza, para delicadeza, habla la realeza, salva naturaleza, method for your mentalities, kill them with no fatalities, happy with all the cannabis, welcome to your reality.